I was like, oh, what if I become a Twitch streamer? That would be so fun. Get another job lined up before you leave this one, because otherwise you're screwed. And I believe in you. I'm just going around in circles here. I literally hate people telling me what to do. In terms of work stuff, it's just, I want to do what I want to do and I don't want to feel pressured. And I know a lot of people can relate to this, so. And yes, I'm in my little Gemini woody, comfy. I love it. So about me, I've actually been unemployed for like 6 months now. Whoops, how did that happen? I've obviously had jobs before. I've worked, well, my longest stint in a job was 5.5 years, which, you know, pretty good effort in my opinion. I am 27. That was probably one of my best jobs. Obviously, there's problems with any job, but that was like the best, one of the best in terms of people and like what the work was. It was pretty good. That's why I lasted so long. But eventually, like most people, I think they want something different. It's been too long in one job, so I did decide to move on, which I suppose caused me some issues because the next two jobs, my two most recent jobs, very, very bad. Like not good at all. Once I left my 5.5 year job, I ended up at a place that was just, it was terrible. I was working a lot of nights, which I figured out very quickly I just didn't want to do. And just the sort of job it was very bad mentally, and it really caused a lot of mental issues with me. And like I was having breakdowns before going. I just couldn't. So I literally lasted like about 3 months in that and I was done. And I thought, let me just give myself a bit of a break, which I didn't really know when I was going to go back or when I felt like I was going to go back. But it was about a month after I'd left, and then I started feeling pressure from people in my life to actually get another job, which I understand where they're coming from, but I don't think I was ready, and I was kind of half-assing looking for a job. And I applied for some, I got an interview. I wasn't really that keen on this job, but I ended up getting a call back, and because of that pressure, I was like, okay, well, let's just do it. Let's just get some income. Let's get some money in there and let's just accept this job. And honestly, I probably shouldn't have. Like, I knew that I didn't want this job, but I still did it anyway. And I don't think that was a good choice. I don't think I should have actually gone with it just because I knew in my soul that it just wasn't right. Like, it wasn't gonna last long, let's be real, because I knew that like I wasn't gonna like it. Anyway, lasted 6 months. Like, I didn't like the job, but I was like, I can do this for a bit. And then eventually things went down, which is a whole other thing. But things went down, I'm ready to resign, and I wrote my resignation. A week later, I was done. And that was 6 months ago. So that was my most recent job. And I literally told myself after that I was not going to be pressured to get another job because I wanted to find something that I actually liked before I committed to something. Like, I didn't want to go in thinking, oh, I don't really like this job, and having the same outcome where I don't last very long because I didn't like it. So yeah, at the moment I am studying, so I'm not doing nothing. And even if I was doing nothing, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I am very lucky to have the financial means to be unemployed for a while, and I have the privilege to actually be making these choices for myself. I know obviously other people aren't so lucky and they can't survive without a job, which sucks. It sucks. And I feel for them because there's like, you shouldn't be stuck in a job you don't like or you hate, and that's freaking with your mental health. Like, it's not ideal. And I know a lot of people like have to put up with that, and that's a whole nother thing as well. Like, I feel like there should be more mental health options and like pathways for people to access that help even if they have to work alongside that. Because getting into my other point, I suppose, there is this cycle of people having these mental health issues because they're in a job that's like not good for them, and you know, whatever reasons, like toxic workplace, bullying in the workplace, just customer issues. I know a lot of retail staff members struggle with a lot of this stuff because customers are assholes a lot of the time. And it sucks because it's this vicious cycle of you're getting these mental health issues from your job. Obviously you can get them from other places, but yeah, you're getting them from your job, and then you can't fix them because the job can be the cause of it. And whilst you can go to therapy alongside your job, like if your job's the reason, it's not going to get better. Yes, you can. Well, I won't say it can't get better. There are ways that I'm sure therapists would be, or psychologists, whatever, would be like, this is how you can deal with this stuff and la la la, but the main problem is still going to be there. And then essentially if you leave the job and you try and work on that and you don't have another job, then you don't have the money to then go to a psych or a therapist or anything. And then you're kind of in that cycle of, well, I can't get help when I'm not working, but working's causing the problem. And then it's just this whole thing. And I hate that. I think there should be more accessible ways. People that are, I suppose, recovering and aren't on work cover, because obviously I know you can get work cover for this kind of stuff, but it would be very hard to prove. So I think there should be more ways where you can have that time in between jobs to sort of get your mindset right before you jump into another thing. And I suppose another topic is, you know, I feel like a lot of people dream big and they dream about doing stuff that's not like a 9-to-5 or like a society's working adulthood type thing. I've seen YouTube videos where people are like doing pottery, they're doing a pottery business, or they're just traveling and they're making money off that and la 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 la. I feel like people should be allowed to do that without being frowned upon, because I just don't get why you care. I mean, maybe it's a jealousy thing that people care. They're like, oh, they get to do that, but I'm stuck in the office working 9-to-5. But I feel like we should be more supportive of people who want to go against the grain and not conform and do things outside of the normal thing. I would really love to get into more creative aspects of my life. Like, I used to love photography. I haven't picked up my camera in such a long time, and I feel like that's because, well, one, my mental health's like not great, so I'm just like unmotivated at the moment. But I feel like anyone who wants to do these things, like, oh, I'm gonna take photos and maybe like have a photography business, or like do paintings and be an artist or something like that. Everyone's like, why would you do that? You're never gonna make money. Like, you need a proper job. Maybe you can do it on the side, but you need a proper job. I understand where they're coming from, but I feel like we should be more tolerant of people's dreams. And if they want to pursue that, we should let them, because people know, like, they know their own financials. You don't know their financials. They could be happy and fine, you know, living in a share house, paying like minimum, going through all these creative outlets and like making money off them potentially. Like, who are we to say that they can't do that? I don't think I would ever discourage someone from doing something they were passionate about, because they know what they need in life. I don't know if you know what I mean, but like, it's like someone saying to me like, oh, you need a job because you're gonna be broke, but like financially I'm fine. Like, and it's none of your business really how I run my life. Like, I'm fine, and I know what I need to be able to live and like what I need financially, and like, I'm fine. I know I'm fine. So why is it anyone else's business, you know? I don't know if it really makes sense. I'm kind of just going around in circles, I think, but if it does make sense, great. I'm glad my point's getting across. But that being said, I do want to get into more creative things. I have an interest in like pottery. I would love to take some pottery classes and do that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'd ever like sell anything, but it would be a fun creative outlet. Maybe do some painting. I have some paint, like a paint by numbers that I never finished, that I could finish. and like going out and doing photography, like because I have the equipment there already. I don't need to buy some stuff for it, but because I have the equipment, like why don't I just go do it? Like I don't need to make money off of it, but it's something fun that I like doing. So why can't I just go and experience that for a while? Like why do I need a job when I'm fine like this? Also baking. Just want to say, baking's so fun and I love it. And I've made a YouTube video on one of the things I've made. I've got another one that I've filmed and I haven't posted, but you know, I really love baking, and if I could turn that into a business, I would. But like, is it viable? Probably not really. I don't want to ever open a bakery or like a proper business. Like I would like to do it out of my house. Who's gonna buy that? How am I gonna package? How am I gonna distribute? All that kind of stuff. It's sort of like a whole thing, which I'd obviously need to think into. But at the moment, like I would just love to bake and bake for my friends and family and have them enjoy what I'm doing and just sort of enjoy my life as it is right now. Why is there this pressure from society that I need to have a job? Like obviously I would love to get money and I'm going to have a job at some point. I'm not gonna never have a job again. Like I'm not anti-work, guys. I'm not anti-work. Work makes the world go around. But like, why is it I can't take a gap year from work and it be okay, and like I can just go along as I am without anyone saying anything about it? I just don't understand. I don't think I've ever been like, hey, have you thought about getting a job? You really need to get another job lined up before you leave this one, because otherwise you're screwed. And like, I get it. It's probably very hard to find a job right now. And like, maybe I won't be able to get a job ever again, but that's something that I would have to live with, and I would have to figure out other ways to make income, and that's fine. Like, I'm okay with that. I will figure something out. I'm not stupid. Yeah, I literally have a list down here of what like talking points I wanted to talk about, and I've kind of gone off the rails a little bit, I think. Yeah, it's very hard to carve a life for yourself. Do things you want to do without being confined to normal society standards, I suppose, with like, you know, you have to have a job and you're going to have to buy a house, which very hard to do these days, but you know, you have to buy a house and you're gonna get married and you're gonna have kids and like all that kind of stuff. And I think times are changing, and I don't think we need to have this sort of black and white view on all that kind of stuff. I know we probably hate them, really. You probably hate me. Influencer. I'm not an influencer, but you know, people are doing different things now. People are finding different ways to do different things. And I don't think we necessarily have to be stuck in society's way of life with jobs. And like, I know I'm sick of retail jobs. I don't like serving customers. And I will say this, they're like a lot of the time very rude. Like, none of them have ever worked in a customer service job before. I hate that you can't really defend yourself against customers either, because then you're in the wrong. Anyway, kind of off topic again, but that's sort of what I'm thinking about when I think about jobs. Like, I don't have any degrees because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't go to school. Sorry, I went to high school. I didn't go to like university. Obviously, I'm doing the TAFE course, which I don't think I actually said what I was doing, but I was doing business admin, and I was kind of doing it to see if that's something I wanted to do, but I'm not even sure if that's something I want to do. And like, I'm 27. I feel like I should have it figured out, but I don't. I really have no idea what I want to do. There's things that I like doing, but I don't know if they'd make a good job. Like I said, baking, painting, pottery, which I'm sure if I really strived to do something in those sort of veins, I could probably manage something, I'm sure, but am I willing to put the time and effort into it? I'm not entirely sure, which makes me think I don't really have the drive to actually do that kind of stuff. So it's more a hobby thing instead of a work thing. I just wish people were sort of more supportive as I said before, more supportive of people who wanted to do things against the grain, like doing YouTube or like doing pottery and opening their own business and things like that, that aren't necessarily the standard for most people. You know, I personally wish I'd been more supported in some of the things that maybe I'd said in the past that I wanted to do. Not that I know what I want to do, but I feel like it would have been nice to have had that and had that support of being like, you can do that, you know, we'll support you, maybe not financially, but you know, emotionally and mentally, because I feel like that would have made me a lot more willing to put myself out there, whereas I'm like kind of too scared to take any risks because no one's been like, you could actually do that and I believe in you, which I don't think that's the fault of anybody either. I think that's just how some people are raised. Like back in the day, it was, you know, you get a job, you work the job for your whole life, you retire. And that was the kind of mindset, which it's not a bad mindset, but times have changed and there's a lot more going on in life now, I think. These days, you're not gonna have a job for your whole life, most likely, because that's just not how it works anymore. There's no loyalty within businesses. And yeah, I just don't want to feel pressured into getting a job that I don't want. I don't want to have to go into a job and then leave within like a year, 6 months, because I don't like it and it's horrible. I obviously am taking time off for my mental health a lot, actually. Yeah, I am just chilling at the moment. I'm just going around in circles here. Anyway, I am so privileged that I can take this time off and sort of reset and think about what I really want to do, because I've never really thought about it too much before. But I can now. I have the time. I would love to get back into the creativeness of my life, which would then actually probably help flow the juices in my brain and then figure out what I want to do from there. It's crazy because like I have so many things that I've wanted to do. Like back in the day, I was like really obsessed with like Twitch. I was like, oh, what if I become a Twitch streamer? That would be so fun. I just never did it. And I feel like I could have, and I should have just put myself out there. And I suppose that's why I've kind of started my YouTube channel, because you see things and you're like, why can't I do that? It's fun for me to, well, this is fun, just venting really. But like to edit the videos and then put them out. And I know I don't get a lot of views, but it's still fun and it's still great to talk about these things. I kind of wish I'd started things earlier, and I know that that's going to continue throughout my whole life. Like I might end up doing something with baking or doing something with pottery or doing something like that. And then I'll look back and think, why didn't I start it earlier? Because I'm too scared to start it. I know that. I'll probably slap myself for not starting something earlier. I feel like we've all been there probably. Why didn't we do this earlier? Why didn't we do that? Ugh. And that actually gets to my last point. I have wanted to travel the world for so long. It's not like I haven't had the funds to do it, I just haven't had the balls to do it. I've been to New Zealand to visit my friend that lived there, which was, I want to say almost 10 years ago now actually. And I only spent 2.5 weeks there, which, you know, great, but I do want to go back and see more. The only other countries I've been to, apart from New Zealand and obviously Australia, are America, which I went in 2023, and I went on a Kentucky, which, great, fantastic. Probably wouldn't do it again, because I'm not like the partier. It was a great experience and I would love to go back to America. And I went to Japan with my boyfriend last year. So 2024, November, was beautiful. We spent about 3 weeks there. Amazing. But I'm just annoyed with myself that I've not actually traveled more. I've had the funds to do it. I just haven't done it. I guess I was so scared of doing it by myself, hence the Kentucky. It really annoys me that I haven't, because people like my sister, she's never been afraid to like go to all these places, and she's so well traveled, and I just wish I'd done that with my life. And I know it's not too late, like I'm still young. I'm 27. How many times am I gonna say I'm 27? But I'm 27, like still young, still got plenty of time to do those things. But am I actually going to do those things? Like, I need to motivate myself to do those things. And maybe, you know, if I do start traveling, I can take the camera with me and, you know, film some stuff and have a good time and create some content, possibly, you know, get some income from it. Maybe, I don't know. Does anyone want to watch me travel? Probably not. It's still experiencing the world. I suppose it's not the norm in the sense that a lot of people don't actually get the luxury to go travel and see the world. I'm sure I've probably seen more of the world than a lot of people. And maybe some people don't want to. That's fine. I really, really want to do that. And I would love to, like, you know, spend 3 months in Europe and go to the UK and, you know, go to Japan again, definitely on the list. I'd love to go safari in South Africa. I would actually love to... South Africa? Safari in Africa. I would also love to, you know, volunteer and with the elephant conservation kind of stuff, which I know you have to pay for, but like that would be amazing. I've always wanted to do that. Things like that. Up through Asia, just seeing like all the beautiful things in the world that I haven't had the chance to see. Like, I'd love to go to Egypt to see the pyramids and stuff. Maybe eventually I will get on my own ass about it and actually do it and say screw it and just do it. Wow. Screw it and just do it. Screw it and just do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure a lot of people have this thought that it's like, oh, I really wish I could do that, but then you just never, it never comes to fruition and you never actually do it. It's quite frustrating, actually, because I'm like, I literally could have done it 5 years ago. Like, why wasn't I traveling every year? I could afford to do it. It's just a bit silly that I haven't done it. That's how life goes, I guess. No, I need to get my ass on it and actually look into it and plan it and just book it and do it, because otherwise I'm never gonna do it. And hey, if I do it, I shouldn't say if, when I do it, you will come along with me. I will make some videos on my travels. I'll be a travel influencer with like 20 people watching me, guys. You know who you are. I suppose that's my rant. I just want people to stop telling me that I need a job and that I need to work a certain way when maybe I'm gonna start a business, a pottery business, I don't know. But like, you know what I mean? I know a lot of you can probably relate. Stop telling us what to do, you know? It's not necessary. You don't need to make people feel pressured. People know what they need in their own lives. You don't need to tell us what to do, okay? Stop making people feel pressured to conform to society standards. Ooh, sound like an idiot, honestly, but like, actually, just that's it. Thanks for listening to me rant. Well, I really hope people actually can't relate to this, but if you can, I feel you, and I wish you luck on your journey of whatever you're going through right now. I will see you in the next one, whatever it may be. Maybe I'll be sitting on my floor again, ranting about something else. Bye.